actually went back and Googled the goal like recently to see if it was my fault, and it's the same for that Rooney goal as well. Watch it, there's a show on Sky Sports every week. You know the overhead kick?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So if you actually look at the analysis, so you should analyse that goal, please,
Your fault.
Alan.
Your fault.
It comes over.
Question from Mark Orton. Could you rate the grumpiest managers you've all worked under? And what was the most explosive situation you've experienced in the dressing room or training ground? Who's the grumpiest manager you played for?
I would have to say Mancini, even though he loved me.
Yeah.
You know, we've talked about various stuff before, just where he was the nicest person ever to me, but on the training field, he was like Jekyll and Hyde. He just turned into some sort of, I don't even know what the right word is. He like possessed. He was almost like he was possessed on the field. He was like the little inches, you know, talking about tactical movements and where you should be. If you're out of position by even, I don't know, a yard, he just goes off the handle.
Yeah.
And obviously took that to a game, was playing in, I think it was Russia before. And again, company, fans' favourite, captain, manager's favourite, everyone's favourite. And I just remember it. I actually went back and Googled the goal like recently to see if it was my fault. And it's the same for that Rooney goal as well. Watch it, there's a show on Sky Sports every week. You know the overhead kick?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So if you actually look at the analysis, so you should analyse that goal, please,
Your fault.
Alan.
Your fault.
It comes over and company slips. Like, I've got the wide man. Yeah, I could took over a little bit more, but I'm worried about the wide man. Company slips and really does this unbelievable goal, and I get the blame for it. And exactly the same thing happened in Russia. Like, company, the ball's come over, and company's gone to head it, he's misjudged it. The guy snuck in behind me, but it was company's fault, but I got the blame for it. So we came to face, and I just started throwing people around. Turned into Hulk for about a minute or two. Yeah.
I wouldn't like to be thrown around by you very much.
Chris Nicholl was my hardest
Chris Nicholl,
manager.
yeah.
Oh, but he was. I mean, I was a youngster as well, so I didn't really know what was going on. He used to have milk bottles, proper glass crate bottles in the dressing rooms, and he came in once and picked a bottle up at the end of the game and chucked it out the wall, the glass and everything everywhere. And then I don't know whether you remember the Dell. Remember the Dell, the old small ground, where the light was outside the dressing room. So someone flicked the light 10 seconds after he chucked the glass bottle. So it was pitch black in the dressing room, no lights at all as the light came. And the light came back on and he stood like that. he said, someone was going to take their f***ing chance.
I played for a guy called Jock Wallace in my early days who terrified me. And I remember he came down from Rangers. He was Rangers manager. He was a goalkeeper, huge guy, like 6'4", wide as a door, and he barked out. It's hard to understand what he said. He's strong Scottish accent, all the time, and he kind of wanted to make an impression when we first. I was like 17, 18 when he joined, and we had a training session. And he was famous for his training sessions in Scotland, where he used to take all the players to the sand dunes and run them up the hills and the sand dune hills, and he was famous. But Leicester is probably just about the furthest place from the coast and the sea in the country. So he had these huge amounts of sand brought in. And he built all these massive sand hills for us to run up. And it was a bit of a PR stunt at the start of pre-season. We're all running up these hills, and the local cameramen were there and all this, and radio stations. We used to have a player called Dennis Rofe, who was at Southampton as well. He was a great guy, little Dennis, fullback, good player, tough as it, but he had quite a kind of high-pitched, squeaky Cockney voice. And I remember we finished this run, and the radio interviewer stuck his microphone in front of Dennis, or Sid as we used to call him, and he stuck his, and he went, "So what do you make of the new manager then?" So he went, "I don't know." He says, "I can't understand a word he says, but when he says jump, you don't all jump." I don't know whether it was live on radio.